Hello and welcome to another revisit video with me, Joe Tilston. The King Prawn one went down so well, so it seems like an absolute no-brainer to get into this next one. In this one, I'm going to be looking at Capdown and their song Act Your Age, which was released as a single after they released their first two albums. It's quite unfortunate that they don't have any other videos, really, because it would have been amazing to look at some of their other big bangers off those first two albums. But this is by no means a poor substitute. This is such a great tune. I remember when this kind of started becoming a part of their live sets and seeing them at festivals, and the moment those drums kick in, it's just, it was great. Everyone knew they were in for a good time, and it was coming. It was missed when they came back after the hiatus, and they didn't really play it very much. We're not shy about saying what an important band this is to Random Hand. And it's such an important band they are to the scene. Arguably they inspired most of what you hear in the UK. Everything that's got a British sound to it, the SkaPunk sound, it's their fault. And granted, they were massively inspired by King Prawn. That was a big part of it as well. But they really they took something and distilled it down and just made it. It ignited something in so many people. So, we can't thank them enough for setting out their stall like that and creating a situation that, we could follow in those footsteps. We never actually played with Capdown before they went on hiatus, which was a real shame. We were still proving ourselves at that point. We had a lot of work to do. Arguably, bands like Capdown, King Prawn, and Lightyear stopping what they were doing gave bands like ourselves and Sonic Boom 6 the space to pick up the flag and keep that scene going. It was such an incredible honour to get to play with them and be part of their story when they came back. While I've got you, please like and subscribe. I cannot underemphasise how much your engagement in clicking a little mouse button really does help something like this. But yeah, we're getting into Act Your Age, which is a banger of a tune. I will say this is their only video, and unfortunately the resolution is really not great. It doesn't look great on YouTube. I did talk to Keith and Boob from the band, and they sent me another version of it, but for some reason, every time I downloaded it, I messed with it. The video and the audio was out of sync. Something about the format meant I couldn't open it in Premiere and fix it myself. So we are stuck with the best I could find on YouTube. But let this be a message to all bands out there. If you've got old content on there, now's the time to update it because it doesn't look good. So here we are. This is us getting into Act Your Age. Before I go any further, what an intro. This band have always nailed intros. They know how to do it. Signatures, like nice little drum fill, bit of a sax, always nailed it. And yeah. What more do you need to say? Here we go.
These days it's time to me. Seems like so much is out of my head. When you gain so much control when we're jam. Taking a little help from my friends. If you sort of want to live in isolation, I was always on the money killers convention. Decide to make us feel that we're not fit just for ourselves. You don't need to do it by yourself. We're taking out of our future. Creating a place where our ideals will.
Don't need to get the lyric book out on this one. No idea what he's saying.
But you got so much control when we're just taking a little help from my friends. If you struggle while living in isolation, now we're the reason the ridiculous convention designed to make us feel that we're not fit just for ourselves. Don't need to do it by yourself. You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to do it by yourself. Why should we have to live this way? Act your rage.
bit of a sexy spin there before the sax solo. It's awesome watching this video and seeing Jake get his moves on. Always a pleasure seeing those things live. Yeah, getting the spin. He always has that signature baseball move as well. I remember Nick from Growing at Home nicking that. Here we go, back in. With the solo. Shit to pause while we're in the solo, but actually me and Robin were talking about it the other day, and it's going to be I think it'll be part of the podcast. There's not many people you can hear playing a brass instrument and you just know it's them. Jake is one of those people. He just, he has his own voice. It's like, yeah, hearing him playing in the odd King Prawn song he was in, the moment you hear that sax, like, oh, that's Jake, you can tell. Yeah, lovely stuff. Well, what is there to say? There's no one like them. No one ever matched it. And as a band, every single one of them is so integral to that sound that they got. Keith's guitar sound and his style of playing was every bit as important as what Jake was bringing out on the saxophone. The fact that Boo was just so dedicated to the groove, and him and Tim just like perfect, and Tim's flair just, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, the UK is really lucky to have had them, and it's a terrible, terrible shame. Watching this band and watching this video, that we probably won't see them play again. It's a little bit heartbreaking. It's so important and so integral to laying out a path for what we did. Yeah. And I've said it before, growing up, other people that we knew were into, bands like Metallica and that kind of stuff. We were into Less Than Jake and Capdown, and kind of being, holding this band to that point. And I'd actually just never thinking we'd get to play with them anyway. The fact that when they came back off the hiatus, we were in this kind of position that we were obviously the right band to go and play with them. And, getting to know them was just incredible. I remember one of the first times we actually played with them. It was Slam Dunk. It was probably 2011, something like that. And we were on stage, and I think they were headlining. We were probably third or fourth on. And we, I think we were in the middle of Anthropology, and I spotted Keith at the side of the stage. And it's a bit of a strange moment in a band. Well, it is for me. I'm not sure if it is for everybody, but I definitely know there's people like me that, if you see people that have inspired you or that you've held in high esteem, stood at the side of stage when you're playing it, and then they stick around, that's like means a hell of a lot. So Keith was there. We were playing Anthropology, and it was just savage, and the crowd response was amazing, and I just remember him having a big grin on his face, and I just thought, yeah, this is amazing. That's full circle. This is the validation we needed. And I think he was stood next to our booking agent, Ian, and he said that Keith just basically turned to him and just said, "What the hell's this?" in a good way. So yeah, amazing. And it's things like that that justify what we're doing and keep us going. It is worth pointing out this was one of 2 singles that came out after that second album that didn't make it onto any record. They reached Wind Up Toys. I think the gap was 4 years or so, but they put these 2 singles out with a couple of B-sides, and they were really well responded. And I personally thought these really did a good job of signposting where they were going with the slight change that was going to be in the new content and on the newer record. And that newer record, from the moment I heard it, I was sold on it. I loved it, but for some reason, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was to do with the position everyone held them in, because they've inspired so much. Everyone held on to them like they were their favorite TV shows, and they had their own ideas of what that next album should be, and for some reason it just didn't click in a way that I think they were deserving of, because there was some absolute banging tunes on that album, and every time I put it on, I have to listen to the whole thing. I can't just listen to a few. It is great, and when they came back after the hiatus, the response to the album kind of meant they didn't play it. They played one song, and granted, it was the best song on the album, but I think it was really unfair. And especially to hear those singles and how they signposted where they were going, I think it was a bit unfair of the scene to kind of spit the dummy out and not let a band do what they want to do. I always feel like Random Hand's been luckier in that respect, and I think we've kind of we've not really strayed too far from what the stall that we set out, but we have. We've got away with doing some pretty different stuff across the albums. In the last album, I think that we had some quite a lot of strange swings, and I didn't see any slap back on that, and it was taken really well. And I just think it was an unfair thing on them. Anyway, I won't beat that drum any longer. It was, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think about it. Get down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Again, throw some suggestions out for other songs you want to look at. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do next. Probably Skin Red. We'll see. And there's been some great suggestions like Howard's Alias, Captain Everything, and a few other videos. I really wanted to do Lightyear as well, but they've had a video that's gone missing. Can't think why that is. But anyway, like I say, please, if you've liked this, enjoyed this, please share it, get engaged, and look out for the next one. I can't do it without you. So thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.